Hi, it's me, Vamp, and welcome back to another podcast episode. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did have a whole other episode already and rendered and everything ready to come out that I recorded with a video and everything so I could put on my YouTube channel and whatnot. But I decided not to, at least not right now anyway, because it was with a different mic, and that mic, I don't think it's the same quality, and I will bring you guys a good quality. So here we are with this. Now what I have been doing, which is basically what I talked about, what I just spent like 20 minutes talking about on the other thing, which is what I've been doing, which is I've been managing my YouTube channels. I decided, hey, I'm gonna start streaming again more. And lately I've also been working on my website because I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I actually do suffer from depression. So from time to time, I do get, bouts of depression. And the best, honestly, for me, it's different for everyone, but I feel like for most people, the best thing is to keep busy as much as possible. And see, I've sort of shifted gears from being depressed and doing nothing to, actually doing stuff. And, doing stuff makes me feel better. And then in which I'm not depressed. It's a weird cycle. I feel like most people who get depressed and stuff regularly will understand it, but yeah. And then that's my whole goal for 2020, which was 2021. I keep calling it 2020. I just keep calling it 2020. Don't know why. I even called it 2020 on the last podcast that didn't air. But yeah, this is 2021. And yeah, it's a year. And it's finally February. I'll be honest, it felt like January lingered on forever, but it feels like February. It's going super quickly. I know it's all about perspective when it comes to stuff like that, but yeah. And I'm trying to also talk about most of the stuff I did in the unaired episode. It would be a lot easier to just air that episode, but for reasons I've decided to go a slightly different direction than I was going. But yeah. Um okay. So on my iPhone and on my I've noticed that I literally only have two devices that use a lightning connector, lightning cable 1, I mean Thunderbolt 1 or Thunderbolt 2, not Thunderbolt 4. Thunderbolt 4 and it's compatible with USB Type C, which is brilliant. But no, I have an older iPad and an older iPhone. So, well, it's an iPhone SE, which is basically okay. So it had the chipset of the newer iPhones, but the casing is that of an iPhone 8. So it makes sense that it uses the lightning connector. Um, my iPad is older as well, so it makes sense that it uses the lightning connector. Um, and speaking of connected, there is something that I did mention in the other thing that I do want to talk about with you guys, which is fast charging. Okay, fast charging is a thing. Fast charging is brilliant. And in case you're wondering what that noise was, it was me getting a water because, I've been trying to be a bit healthier, drink a bit healthier, eat a bit healthier. You guys know I love a good energy drink, but, sometimes you gotta drink water, you know? It's just a thing. The water's not really bad. I haven't been drinking much pop lately, and if you don't compare pop to water, side by side, water quenches thirst just as well. Although I might get some fizzy water because of the fact that I kind of like that, fizziness in the back of your throat. When you're super thirsty and you drink down like some Pepsi or whatever real quickly, and then it's like, that felt good because the little bubbly fizz in the back of your throat. Don't know if you know what I mean, but that I love that sensation. So, maybe I can get some fizzy water to, I think it's called sparkling water. But yeah, maybe I can get some fizzy water to, replicate the thing. I don't know. If I can, I might. But yeah, overall, water, it's not as bad as I thought when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was like, yeah, anything that's remotely healthy. Although water isn't necessarily healthy. It's not healthy. It's okay. See, water. Wow, I just almost started going on a whole thing about water. So yeah, if you guys if you guys listen to the podcast, feel free to reach out on one of my YouTube channels and, just leave a comment on a random video and I'll probably know what you're talking about. Saying about how water, you agree with the whole water thing or whatnot. That would be interesting. You can leave a comment on, youtube.com/Wolfram Madness or youtube.com/Vamp6, no, Vamp Plays, Vamplays, or youtube.com/Anime Madness. Yeah, Anime Madness. Yeah, I have 3 YouTube channels that I run. Um, Fairly-esque well, I'll be honest, I've been slacking a little bit on the anime channel, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working here. I don't know why I felt like saying that like that, but I did. Um, so yeah, there's that. I've also been working on my website, vamplays.com. That's VAMPLAYS.com. It's it's a lot flashier than it used to be. My friend helped me pick out what I needed for it and stuff because I set up the site technical side and all that, but my friend, she's very good at picking modern stuff that people, will like and whatnot. Because me personally, it takes me a while to warm up to new things, you know, and change. I'll be honest, I'm not the best when it comes to change, okay? I mean, I'll change at the time need, but like, for example, my YouTube thumbnails, they are new now. They're not how they used to be. How they used to be is something kind of crazy in a way because I thought they looked cool how they used to be. I thought, oh yeah, this is perfect. But apparently they were too old fashioned. Everyone loves the new thumbnail. Not that they hated the old thumbnails, but what is that saying? Evolve. You'll have to evolve with the times, or you know, get with the times or whatever. And as a content creator, that's what I really have to do. Evolve with the times. So, yeah, my YouTube channel thumbnail thing is getting an evolution step. And intro for my Vamp Plays channel. Definitely feel free to check that out. It's going to be a new intro. I mean, I know, shouldn't have necessarily said that, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Actually, what? I just thought of something. I can't tell you guys. It's part of the surprise, but it's going to be part of the intro. I I can assure you, it's going to be part of the intro. It's going to be brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, enough of that. Sometimes I go on this weird thing. See, I feel like some people have like YouTube personality, then they have their quote IRL personality. Mine is absolutely the same, honestly. You think I'm crazy on YouTube? I I'm I'm the same IRL too. It's it's one of these things. Honestly, it's one of the things, not reason I'm making these podcast episodes. The biggest reason is because, you know, I want to chat with you guys, let you guys know what's going on and whatnot. There will be some episodes in the future that are specific to certain things. Like whenever, if ever, I can get my hands on a PS5, I'll probably be making a podcast talking about the difficulties of it all and the process and whatnot. Just like my process with learning how to use my MacBook. It took me a long time, longer than you'd think, to learn how to use the MacBook. Not necessarily learn how to use it, but set up the way I like. A long time and $6 and some change because tax. For me to learn how to use my MacBook, because see, the reason it was $6 and some tax, because I had to buy an app for the Mac for the whole screen. I believe that app was called Magnet. I'm not sponsored by them as of this podcast episode coming out, but I believe it's called Magnet, and what it does is it makes it so you can snap windows, you know, full screen, to the left, to the right, you know, 3 times, you know, cha cha. Okay, moving on. Okay, so Yeah, which is the feature Windows 10 had by default. And I guess I take for granted, or rather, I don't really use it on Windows 10, but it's very useful on Mac because the Mac does certain things a little bit different. It's a little bit crazy to get used to, but I did eventually get used to it, which is very good. I also had to get a new mouse. The new mouse I got is wireless, and I'll be honest, it's quite brilliant. But the biggest draw of this mouse is that you can move it from device to device. It supports up to 3 devices, Mac and PC alike. So I wonder if, in theory, because it had Bluetooth connectability, so in theory, I could probably get hooked up to my iPad as well. Don't know why I'd want to, but in theory, I could. I don't even know what the third device would be. I mean, Mac, PC, I guess if you have another PC or another Mac, it's nice, but I'm just me by myself with one Mac, one PC. And yeah, and I get Apple One, okay? Apple One, I'll admit it. Apple One, okay? They got me. I'm in their Apple ecosystem right now. It started with an iPad, believe it or not, because, I was using my Android phone, and then, you know, I had the iPad, and the iPad was cool and whatnot. And then I slowly was like, oh, what's AirDrop? And then from there it went on, and then I noticed my Android phone was breaking down. I mean, like it was so laggy, you couldn't do anything. It would randomly close apps or whatever. It's not the Android OS. I am a big fan of Android OS. It was the phone itself. The phone couldn't handle, you know, even normal speeds of swiping these days. So, I got the iPhone SE, which made you know, two devices part of the Apple ecosystem because I had the iPad, then I got the iPhone, and then eventually I got a MacBook. The MacBook Air, the 2020 model, so it had the M1 chip. I know they're about to come out with another thingamabob, but I really needed the MacBook at the time. Plus, believe it or not, it was on my bucket list to get a MacBook. I know that sounds so crazy, but yeah. Yeah. And then the stand for it came today, and I just have to mention the stand is brilliant. I mean, it cost about $40 or so, but it's real sturdy. It's you know what, if someone told me before, you know, oh, you not only will you be buying a MacBook, but you also will be buying a $40 stand to put it on. I would said, I have a little stand here that will work just as well, if not better. You know, I'd be lying. That stand is brilliant. That MacBook is brilliant. Yeah. I also, yeah, that's really about it. Honestly, I just wanted to sort of check in, give you guys sort of idea of what I've been working on and whatnot. And I'm serious about that water thing. Go ahead, feel free to, you know, leave a comment on one of my videos. I mean, most of the viewers will probably think that you're crazy, but I'll know what you're talking about, probably. So, yeah, get that. Oh, yeah, and something else I mentioned. Again, not sponsored at the time of recording it, but the good thing about having a stand is it raises my MacBook up above everything else um, on my desk. So I'm going to be able to plug in the Samsung T7 SSD external hard drive easier. Because, hey, Apple charges an arm and a leg for their storage. So, yeah, I know it would be super convenient to just be able to have the storage built into the MacBook, not have to transfer files back and forth like that and whatnot. But my main device is a PC. My main editing device is actually a PC, so it works out. And I know what you guys are thinking. But Vamp, how do you learn all the different programs to go back and forth between editing on the Mac and editing on the PC? Is it hard? My secret, I use all the same programs. I use DaVinci Resolve. The Mac version is just as good as the PC version. Actually, if I'm being honest, the M1 Mac version might be a little bit better. It might, yeah, just a smidge. Just a smidge. Um, but yeah, that's what I've been doing there. And Photoshop, no, Photoshop is Photoshop. I do the Photoshop Creative Cloud thing, so I may as well take advantage of that and use the MacBook version as well. I also have Photoshop installed on my iPad, but I don't use it that much on my iPad unless I want to show someone like a thumbnail that I'm working on IRL, in which case I'll open it and show them. So it's kind of convenient for that. And yeah, I've just been rambling. Wow. Ramble, ramble, ramble. But yeah, expect more streams in the future, more content in the future. And yeah, with that said about the future, I don't know why I said about the future, but with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed listening to me. It was my sort of check in episode, checking in on, letting you guys know what I'm up to and whatnot, and possibly in the work stuff in the future. Expect little bit more rounded content per se. As in, this particular thing isn't aimed at, this particular thing is just me talking about my life, what I've been up to. But there will be future things where I specifically go into detail about how to start your first blog or make a website, or what I think of X and what I think of X game. If you want to hear anime stuff, I do have a YouTube channel called Anime Madness, but I do also potentially upload some of those episodes here to the podcast. So definitely stay tuned for that. And if I can ever get my hands on a PS5, I will also be probably making a PS5 specific um, podcast in the future. Wish me luck with getting my hands on one. And with that said, I will really now catch you guys in the future. Later.